Tension between Vuyo and Nandi reaches a critical point. The episode opens with Vuyo asking Zinal if she wants to see her mother, but she remains silent, refusing to respond. Determined, Vuyo goes to the police station alone to speak with Nandi. During their conversation, he questions her about any hidden secrets from the past, subtly trying to get her to confess that he is Zinal's biological father. However, Nandi firmly denies keeping any secrets and dismisses his attempts to make her admit the truth. Despite Vuyo's persistence, she refuses to acknowledge anything beyond what has already been revealed. Later, Inspector Roxanne interrogates Nandi regarding the crimes she has been linked to. She presents damning evidence, including fake passports for both Nandi and Leonard, suggesting a planned escape. As Nandi attempts to respond to Roxanne's questions, her lawyer immediately intervenes, refusing to let her say anything. Frustrated by the lack of cooperation, Roxanne warns them that she will make sure Nandi does not receive bail. With tensions high, Roxanne leaves the room while Nandi and her lawyer remain behind, realizing the seriousness of the situation. Nandi is taken to court amidst a crowd of onlookers, as her family is well known and their troubles have become public spectacle. Inside the courtroom, Detective Roxanne presents the key evidence: fake passports that Leonard had planned to use to flee to Mozambique, implying that Nandi was involved in his escape plan. Roxanne argues that Nandi intended to leave South Africa after orchestrating Leonard's death, further suggesting that her lover, Jacob, had already fled the city while Leonard was in the hospital. This theory paints Nandi as the mastermind behind the plot to murder her husband and escape. In light of these allegations, the court denies Nandi bail, labeling her a flight risk, making it clear that she is considered a danger to the legal process and a possible escapee. Outside the court, Vuyo meets with Roxanne, and their conversation revolves around ensuring that Nandi faces justice. Roxanne acknowledges Vuyo's covert efforts in gathering information and working behind the scenes, assuring him that everything he has done for Nandi and her family will remain anonymous. As they talk, Zinal arrives, visibly distressed, and insists that she wants to confess everything. Roxanne and Vuyo take her to the interrogation room, where Zinal bravely admits that she was the one who stabbed her father. However, Roxanne refuses to accept her confession, convinced that Zinal is only trying to protect her mother. Despite Zinal's insistence, Roxanne remains skeptical, believing that the real culprit is still hiding behind the chaos surrounding the case. As Nandi arrives at the prison, she is visibly shocked by the harsh and unforgiving environment. Coming from a life of privilege and comfort, the stark reality of incarceration overwhelms her. As she is escorted through the facility, the noise and chaos from the other inmates intensify, with fellow prisoners taunting and shouting as they welcome her into their world. The atmosphere is suffocating, a sharp contrast to the life she once knew. Roxanne and her team arrive at Nandi's home to conduct a more thorough investigation, determined to uncover any hidden evidence. As they search, Roxanne comes across a receipt for the purchase of sodium chloride. Instantly, she connects this to Leonard's mysterious health crisis. His doctor had previously stated that his heart attack was caused by an excessive amount of sodium. With this crucial lead, Roxanne rushes to the prison to confront Nandi. At the jail, Roxanne places the sodium chloride receipt on the table in front of Nandi and her lawyer, demanding an explanation. Nandi insists that she is being framed, but Roxanne isn't convinced. She presents further damning evidence, a search history from Nandi's laptop showing she had researched sodium chloride and its effects on internet. To make matters worse, Roxanne also produces a syringe containing traces of sodium chloride with Nandi's fingerprints on it, strongly suggesting she was involved in Leonard's poisoning. As Nandi protests, claiming she is being set up, Roxanne reminds her of the inconsistencies in her previous statements, particularly regarding Brenda's death. Initially, Nandi had stated that only she and Brenda were present at the time, but later investigations revealed the presence of male DNA at Brenda's house, proving someone else had been there. Roxanne accuses Nandi of lying yet again. Before her lawyer can intervene, Nandi unexpectedly interrupts, finally admitting that she had lied about the night Brenda died. Vuyo visits Nandi in her prison cell, ensuring that no one is around before revealing a shocking truth. He confesses to framing her. As Nandi stares at him in disbelief, he plays a voicemail message left by Brenda before her death. In the recording, Brenda reveals that Leonard was the one who framed Benjamin, an innocent man. She also admits to having slept with Leonard for years and confesses that, despite her relationship with Vuyo, she never truly loved him. Her heart had always belonged to Leonard. Overcome with guilt and heartbreak, Brenda says she has no reason to live because she could never be with the man she truly loved, ultimately confessing that she planned to take her own life. Shocked by this revelation, Nandi demands to know why Vuyo is still framing her when Brenda had already revealed the truth. Vuyo coldly admits that he only discovered the voicemail too late, but that even if he had known earlier, he still would have done the same thing. He tells Nandi that this is his revenge, not just for himself, but for all the harm she and Leonard have caused. First, Leonard betrayed him by secretly sleeping with Brenda for years. Then, both Leonard and Nandi took Zinal away from him, raising his biological daughter without ever telling him the truth. To make it worse, they lived privileged, wealthy lives while hurting others along the way. Before leaving, Vuyo taunts Nandi, telling her that she can try to confess everything to the cops, but it won't matter, no one will believe her now. With that, he walks away, leaving Nandi trapped, not just behind bars, but in a web of lies and betrayals that may never be unraveled. Vuyo calls Jacob with unexpected news, informing him that he has arranged for Jacob's mother to be transferred to a top retirement village in Johannesburg, ensuring she is well taken care of. But that's not all. Vuyo also reveals that he has opened an offshore bank account in Jacob's for him and deposited $5 million. He promises to text Jacob the account details soon. Meanwhile, Jacob seems restless, constantly checking the news for updates about Nandi and her family. He closely follows the ongoing scandal, trying to piece together the unfolding drama. Though he is no longer directly involved, his connection to Nandi and the past events keeps him hooked, making it clear that he is still deeply invested in what happens next. Zinal visits Nandi in her prison cell, and Nandi is overwhelmed with emotion, thanking her daughter for coming. Desperate to clear her name, Nandi tries to explain how Vuyo has been behind everything, that he framed her and manipulated events all along. However, Zinal refuses to believe her. Having been lied to by her mother multiple times before, she sees this as just another one of Nandi's desperate attempts to escape responsibility. Frustrated and heartbroken, Zinal refuses to listen any further and walks away. Outside the jail, Vuyo is waiting for her. Without looking back, Zinal gets into the car and they drive away together, leaving Nandi behind, trapped both physically and in the consequences of her past choices. 3 weeks later, Zinal is seen swimming at a luxurious hotel, enjoying a rare moment of peace. Nearby, Vuyo sits at a table sipping his beer, finally appearing somewhat relaxed after everything that has happened. However, his brief moment of ease is interrupted when he receives a call from Precious, an insider working for Minister Vilakazi. Precious warns Vuyo that the truth behind Benjamin's framing is deeper than he realizes. Leonard was fighting for his life, which is why Benjamin was falsely accused in the first place. Precious then delivers a chilling ultimatum: Vuyo must drop the case immediately or he will face severe consequences. He goes further, threatening that if Vuyo continues digging into the matter, he will lose the people he loves, including Zinal. Vuyo, visibly shaken, quickly looks around, scanning his surroundings in paranoia but sees no one suspicious. Realizing the seriousness of the threat, he immediately calls out to Zinal, telling her they need to go inside. The episode concludes with a shocking and unexpected twist. In a dimly lit, upscale hotel room, Precious and Minister Vilakazi engage in an intense and passionate encounter, revealing a hidden layer to their relationship. Their connection goes far beyond mere political alliances. It's deeply personal and laced with power dynamics. As they indulge in their desires, it becomes clear that Precious holds significant influence over the minister, possibly manipulating him just as much as he manipulates those around him. With secrets being exchanged both in politics and in the bedroom, this moment leaves viewers questioning just how much control Precious truly has and what role she plays in the larger web of corruption, deception, and hidden agendas. The scene fades to black, leaving a lingering sense of intrigue and setting the stage for even more shocking revelations to come.